The drama surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis has never really been about whether he can fight. From the beginning, it has always been about how long the noise lasts before reality catches up. Every opponent arrives with a microphone, a promise, and a belief that this time will be different. They talk about size, speed, youth, hunger, power. They talk about intimidation. They talk about breaking him. And every time Tank steps through the ropes, all of that talk slowly collapses under the same weight: patience, timing, and a left hand that ends conversations. For years, fighters convinced themselves that Tank was someone they could rattle. Too small. Too hittable. Too reliant on power. They said his reign was fragile, that one fearless challenger would expose him. What they never seemed to understand was that Tank doesn't fight at their pace. He doesn't respond to insults. He doesn't rush to prove anything. He watches. He listens. He stores information. And while his opponents are burning energy trying to look dangerous, he's quietly mapping the ending. Rolando Romero was one of the loudest examples of that delusion. Months before they ever touched gloves, Romero turned the build-up into chaos. He mocked, shouted, insulted, promised violence. Every appearance was louder than the last. He believed his awkward explosiveness, his unorthodox rhythm, and his raw aggression would overwhelm Tank early and break him before the fight could settle. Romero entered unbeaten, confident, convinced that pressure alone could bend reality. But Tank had dealt with arrogance before, and he knew exactly what reckless belief looks like when it starts to unravel. When the bell rang, Romero did what he said he would do. He charged forward with long, jerky movements, trying to bully Tank into exchanges. For a moment, it looked busy. It looked dangerous. But Tank never panicked. He gave ground deliberately, hands high, eyes locked, letting Romero fall into his own patterns. What looked like inactivity was calculation. Every missed punch, every overstep, every rushed attack was being filed away. Romero's confidence stayed high, but frustration began creeping in as his aggression produced effort without consequence. By the middle rounds, the rhythm shifted. Tank started slipping the first shot and answering the second. The counters became sharper. Romero was still marching forward, but now he was doing it with less certainty and more urgency. That urgency was the mistake. Late in the sixth, the opening finally appeared. One short, compact left hand landed clean. No wind-up. No warning. Just precision. Romero's legs betrayed him instantly. Months of trash talk evaporated in seconds. One punch erased every promise. The arena understood it immediately. So did Romero. The fight was over long before the referee stepped in. That ending wasn't unique. It was a pattern. And the pattern became even louder when Ryan Garcia stepped forward. Garcia brought a different kind of storm. He wasn't just confident, he was a star. Millions of followers, non-stop cameras, endless predictions. He promised speed Tank had never seen. A left hook no one could survive. He dismissed Tank's size, his style, his resume. 4 months, the build-up grew into the loudest spectacle of Tank's career. Garcia believed he was destined to be the next face of boxing, and that Tank was simply the final obstacle. When they met in 2023, the stakes felt enormous. 2 undefeated fighters. 2 massive audiences. 1 ring. Garcia came out fast, flicking the jab, testing distance, looking to land that signature left hook early. Tank responded the same way he always does. Minimal movement, subtle slips, inches instead of miles. Garcia's speed was real, but so was Tank's timing. In the second round, Garcia overreached, and Tank punished him with a perfectly timed counter that dropped him clean. It wasn't the end, but it was the warning. Garcia got up and kept fighting. He showed heart. He tried to adjust, tried to box, tried to reset the momentum. But round by round, Tank closed the distance, took away space, and stabbed the body. The left hook Garcia promised never arrived the way he imagined. Tank controlled the foot positioning, won the angles, and forced hesitation. By the 7th, the pattern was undeniable. Garcia opened up, and Tank delivered the shot that defined the fight, a brutal left hand to the body. Garcia dropped to a knee, frozen by pain, unable to rise in time. The dream ended not with a knockout upstairs, but with a reminder that Tank breaks fighters from the inside out. Then came Frank Martin. Less noise, more Polish. A disciplined, undefeated southpaw backed by elite training and belief. Tank returned after a long layoff, carrying frustration, focus, and something to prove to himself. Martin started sharp, snapping the jab, moving well, winning early moments. And once again, Tank didn't rush. He wasn't trying to win rounds. He was collecting data. Every exchange added clarity. As the fight progressed, Tank began cutting the ring off inch by inch. Martin's movement slowed. The space disappeared. The counters landed heavier. By the middle rounds, Tank wasn't stalking anymore. He was letting his hands go. Every punch carried intention. Every connection shifted momentum. And when the opening finally appeared, it ended violently. A devastating left hand sent Martin crashing to the canvas, unconscious. The arena erupted. Another undefeated challenger silenced. Another promise broken. That's the story of Gervonta Davis. Not hype. Not trash talk. Not bravado. Precision. Patience. And inevitability. Fighters come in loud, convinced they've solved the puzzle. They leave quiet, understanding too late that Tank was never reacting to them. He was waiting. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tank's most defining moments, let me know what you think in the comments. Who do you believe poses the biggest threat to Gervonta Davis moving forward? And do you think anyone can truly disrupt this pattern? Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed the story, subscribe for more high-quality fight breakdowns and documentaries like this, and stay locked in for the next fight story.